This is the HTC MyTouch 4G slide take apart repair guide. The first step will be to remove the back battery cover, the battery, SIM card, and memory card. We now need to release the 4 Torx T5 screws as shown in the video. There will also be 2 small Phillips screws to be removed from the back housing. Using a safe open pry tool, gently pry the bottom part of the back housing. This will have 2 clips at the base of the housing. It will also be adhered by the loudspeaker. With the bottom part of the back housing removed, we can now release the clips holding the full back housing in place. Just gently glide your safe open pry tool around the outside edges. These 3 screws that need to be removed on the upper part near the camera. The one on the far right will be a small Phillips screwdriver. The 2 on the left will be Torx T5 screws. We now need to release the power button flex cable and volume flex cable. Use a safe open pry tool and gently lift the flex cables from the housing. They will be held in place by light adhesive. The lower part of the motherboard, there will be one more pop connector to release. There will also be one more button flex cable that will need to be removed from the back housing. Now gently lift the lower part of the motherboard. Release all the clips using a safe open pry tool. The upper part of the motherboard will need to be released in the same manner. Before removing the motherboard completely, we need to flip the lower part of the motherboard and release the one pop connector as shown in the video. We now need to remove 8 small Phillips screws as shown in the video. We now need to release the slide flex cable. It is held in place with 2 small pins and adhesive. Gently use a safe open pry tool to release this flex cable. You can now remove the keyboard from the rest of the device. Safe open pry tool or small flathead screwdriver to gently peel back the sticker covering 2 small screws. Using a small Phillips screwdriver, remove the 4 screws in each corner of the screen assembly. A large amount of adhesive holding the screen assembly in place. Use a hairdryer or heat gun on medium setting to warm the adhesive. Now, using a safe open pry tool, release all the clips along the outside edges of the front housing. Notice all the adhesive holding the LCD screen in place. Using a safe pry tool, gently release the jaw connector holding the touchscreen digitizer flex cable in place. You can now remove the speaker and camera flex cable from the front housing as well. Gently release the trackpad and the keypad flex cable from the front housing as well. You can now release the LCD screen from the front housing. Using your safe open pry tool, gently release the keypad buttons. You can now heat the front of the touchscreen digitizer using a heat gun or a hairdryer. Use quick movements around the outside edges for about 45 seconds. You can now begin prying along the outside edges of the touchscreen and front housing to release the adhesive holding the touchscreen in place. You can now replace the touchscreen digitizer.